Alcock is live outside Municipal Court, which was shut down today due to those problems. Andy?
Right, and we're told municipal court judges are working with KCPD to make sure people arrested this past weekend get their arraignments or bond hearings within the constitutionally mandated period of time. Otherwise, those suspects would need to be released. For other people, it's a different story. We saw several of them show up today expecting to have their day in court as scheduled, only to find out the court was closed. One of them was Adam Cunningham. He had to miss a previous court date due to an illness. Cunningham was due in court today to deal with a traffic ticket following an accident. But like other people with court dates today, he was turned away.
I wish that there was other alternatives besides just coming here to taking care of things like a separate bond office for just specifically those purposes, or just different people who work here to just stay behind and take care of small tactful things, just like information.
And right now, Cunningham and other people who had their court dates postponed cannot reschedule because of the ongoing computer issue. A spokeswoman for the municipal court tells us the best option for those people right now is to check back midweek to see if they can reschedule. Of course, there's no guarantee that computer problem will be fixed by then. Reporting live outside the municipal court downtown, Andy Alcock, KMBC 9 News.
And another problem for the city is the official website, kcmo.gov. That's also been down. We're told the cause of the problem is under investigation. So again, the city has not said this is a hack. Our area has seen several hacks in the last year. KC Scout is working to recover from its cyber attack. It's been more than a week since its road signs and website went down in early April. Jackson County was the victim of a ransomware attack, and it took 20 days for some of those offices to reopen. And then last year, two of our major hospitals experienced a hack. North Kansas City went through one between March and May, and Liberty did in December.
The Missouri Secretary of State's office says 4 different groups have now submitted hundreds of thousands of signatures to try and get issues on the November ballot. This is through the initiative petition process.
And the group with the most signatures is the one trying to end the abortion ban in Missouri. And Matt Evans joins us with more on this.
Yes, it's quite the proposal, and when we're talking about these processes, there's a lot to go through. The group Missourians for Constitutional Freedom say they submitted more than 380,000 signatures to the Secretary of State's office on Friday, which is more than double the amount they'll need to make the November ballot. Supporters of this proposal say if passed, it will enshrine abortion and reproductive rights into the state's constitution, legalizing abortion up to the point of fetal viability. There's been a near total ban on abortion in Missouri since Roe v. Wade was overturned in 2022. This will likely be a very costly and emotional fight on both sides of this issue, but advocates for the proposal say several similar votes in the past few years have made them confident it will pass in Missouri.
It was incredible. People were ready to sign. We have been hearing for a while now, ever since Kansas won their fight on the issue. Missourians have been saying, we want to do that thing that Kansas did. We want to do what Michigan and Ohio did. So we had a lot of supporters who were ready on day one to go out into the field and collect signatures with us.
There were legal delays in getting the ballot language approved before that petition was circulated. The campaign will be watching these next steps closely, which include local election authorities painstakingly going through every signature to make sure it's valid and belongs to a registered Missouri voter. They've got till July 30th to get that done. And the Secretary of State will have another 2 weeks to issue a certification for the ballot. Laura?
All right, Matt, and other initiative petitions that were submitted, signatures before yesterday's deadline, include one that would legalize sports betting in the state.
Another would allow for a riverboat casino at the Lake of the Ozarks. And one of the petitions would raise Missouri's minimum wage and require workers get paid sick leave. We'll be diving into those proposals coming up at 5.
Exclusive live radar and 9-day forecast, so you'll know first. This is First Alert Weather.
So you are preparing us for a rocky night.
Yeah.
A window of a night.
Yeah, late evening. So, it's after probably many of us go to bed, and you're talking about storms rolling in between about 10 to midnight, depending on what part of the area that you're in. So you want to make sure that you're prepared for that. Having that family plan, knowing where to go just in case we get a tornado warning. So having that at the top of your mind, having a storm kit, non-perishable foods, contacts, medicine, just making sure your phone's charged up. That's something to think about as well, just in case you do lose power. Monitoring the weather and the forecast. So watching our newscast here, watching our weathercast, staying connected with us on social media. Great things to do when you have weather like this coming in, and having multiple ways. Can't reiterate that one enough. To receive alerts in our KMBC 9 News app. That's a great tool to have. If you have an iPhone, just make sure you have that focus turned off. So you want to make sure those alerts are coming through if we do see severe weather in your area. Right now, we're all relatively calm and quiet. We're at 74 degrees. It's warm. It's also humid out there. That humidity, 71%, and that wind out of the south-southeast is gusting up closer to 30 miles an hour. And parts of the area, mainly our far western communities, so from Anderson County northward up towards Holt County and Atchison County on the Missouri side, under tornado watches until 11 o'clock this evening. I wouldn't be surprised to see either a continuation or them extending that watch to include the metro, or maybe a severe thunderstorm watch for the metro. But we're going to likely see something here down the line later on this evening. So we're going to let you know. We'll keep you updated. Live radar is quiet. There's really not much to see locally. Again, the action is out west. We have a big line of thunderstorms that's rolling across Kansas. There have been mostly severe thunderstorm warnings, but there's been one tornado warning there out in the parts of central Kansas, and we'll see if we get more of those warnings as we continue on in the evening, heading through the next several hours. And as far as that risk for severe weather, most of our area, we're in that orange color, so we're in that medium risk. The greatest threat's going to be down towards south central Kansas, central Oklahoma. That's where they have the greatest threat for tornadoes, violent tornadoes. Less of a threat for us, but still we want to make sure that we're vigilant going through the evening. So as far as your evening plans, slight chances for a few very small sprinkles next couple of hours. That weather alert gets going at 8 o'clock this evening as those severe thunderstorms start approaching our far western communities. 10 and midnight, we're still under that severe weather threat. Temperatures, they're going to start cooling back into the 60s. So how about that storm timeline? Here's FutureScan. It's doing a great job on picking up and where those storms are now. 8 o'clock. Here comes that line. So the start of that weather alert for the evening. That line will be moving in from the west, approaching all those counties that are under that tornado watch. That line moves in around 8 o'clock for you, makes its way towards the metro, that 435 loop, I'd say between about 9 and 10 o'clock this evening. Here's a look at 10 p.m. Those storms then push into our eastern communities. The rain starts easing up on the Kansas side by midnight. And then as we go through the overnight hours, those storms will move off to the east, and tomorrow we'll have drier and calmer weather. So your 12-hour forecast for tomorrow, just a few patchy clouds early, otherwise sunshine, beautiful weather. Hopefully we're not having to clean up from branches being down or anything like that. Sunny and middle to upper 70s tomorrow afternoon. So tomorrow will be a beautiful day. Again, make sure you have multiple ways to get those alerts this evening. We'll be monitoring those storms on radar all evening long. So stay with us. We'll have you covered. 77 tomorrow, slight rain chance on Wednesday, high of 76 degrees, low 70s for the rest of the week. Another slight chance of rain on Saturday. A better chance or a higher chance of rain comes in for Tuesday of next week.